Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to create a double page 6x8 layout. I've been getting a lot of requests for these 6x8 layouts non-December daily. So that's kind of fun that you guys are interested in those because I certainly have projects to share. So cute story, I'll explain here in a moment. I am going to be using the Good Life collection. This, at the time of filming this is still available. I've gone crazy with this paper pack. I think I'm up to 4 paper packs and I don't regret it. I'm kind of hoarding it. I'm going to be using the 6x8 sketchbook from the creative design team, and I have selected a couple sketches. So I'm going to be using these. I've got my 4x4 photo for this one and then 3x3 photos for this particular page here. So these do include the measurements, and this is a digital download, which is really nice. I like to have mine bound because I like to have the physical book, and plus it's kind of exciting. It's a keepsake of something that my creative friends and I have created. So let me go ahead and clear these up. Aren't these cool? They're just such great masculine papers, and that's why I have bought so much of this. I'm going to use these for my boys. They're going to come in handy on so many different layouts. But these photos here, this is my youngest son, Clayton, and his girlfriend, Sasha, and they are out, just kind of, they were cruising around, driving this big old Chevy through the mud, just having a, aimlessly wandering type of day. They found this horse and just stopped and gave him some scratches, but there's blues and browns and they're out in the country and the horse. So I think that this is going to really go well. And funny story, for those of you that have been here for a while, you know that I create 6x8 layouts for my older son, Hayden, for his girlfriend, Desiree. She's been in the picture for many, many years. And she gives me photos and I scrapbook and then just add those to her album and for birthday and Christmas and whatnot. Well, this year, Clayton says, "Mom, I want one for my girlfriend." And how could I say no? They've only been together not that long, but the fact that he values my scrapbooking and wanted to, start working on a book for her just kind of warmed my mama heart. So here we go. And I am loving every minute of it. So I have 2 6x8 pieces for my base layer here. And even though, I'm still going to use my VersaMat here just to kind of keep these lined up. Actually, I do want to stick these down to my VersaMat so that they're not sliding around. And then this is going to just help me get my layers straight. I know I say that all the time, but it seriously is such a great tool. Probably my most used tool. This and my paper cutter. So we're going to line that up, make sure it's straight. We've got grid lines everywhere, so it's very easy to line those up. And then I'm going to make this look like one continuous page, so my paper strips will be going right across. So I cut down these papers here. We've got lots of layers, and they've suggested where to put the embellishments, which is great because, just picture these next to each other. You've got that visual triangle, which is always very pleasing to the eye. So for this one, I'm going to use the brown polka dot there and then have my little corrugated tin paper running across. Now, to save paper, you could cut out the section that is behind there. And I just might do that because, as I mentioned, I'm totally hoarding this paper. I absolutely love it. So these sketches just make this come together so quickly. And I like that we have, standard sizes that coordinate with our flip flaps. So a 4x4 and then 3x3s. If you want to bring in more photos with a flip flap, you could easily do that because I know a lot of you feel that it's hard to get pictures on your 6x8 layouts. Printing them smaller is very helpful, and then using flip flaps is also very helpful. So this is already coming together so nicely. What's great about sketches is you can create them exactly, or you can kind of tweak them to make them work for you. I'm not sure I want this much white space around these photos. So I was kind of thinking of bringing in this mist color, which is like a very pretty blue gray, and then just having, I still want the white around the edge, but just having an additional cardstock layer. I think that's going to look pretty. So I'm going to cut a few of those down to fit. I cut 2 pieces from the mist color, and for those of you that are new to Close to My Heart, I do want to point out their cardstock is two-toned, so you get, it's both the mist color, but you get a lighter version and a darker version on the opposite side, which just, it's like having 2 colors in one, so it's really nice. When you just need the right shade, you've got options there. I am going to use the lighter side, and this is 7.5 by 5.5, so I'm going to center that, giving me a 1/4 inch margin around the outside there. And yeah, I am liking that. I think that it was just too much white space, and this kind of breaks it in, or breaks it down, adds some color to the layout, and this pretty blue-gray color complements the sky and their jeans, and I just think it looks really nice. I won't make you watch the entire process, but I am going to ink up these edges with Mocha ink, and then I will get everything adhered down because we already have the base of our layout. Now we're ready to bring in the title and embellishments. So I'll go ahead and get this done. I will be right back. So everything's adhered down. I did not fully adhere this down because we're going to be tucking some layers in there, but let's work on the title. So they are suggesting that the title go in this area right here. You know, you could also put it down in this space. I mean, but I think that I am going to do that. And I have this new stamp set. It's called Remember This Moment. Super excited about this. This is brand new in the January-February catalog, and this is going to be one of those stamp sets that you could darn near reach for every single time you're scrapbooking. It's perfect for little word sentiments, but on a smaller layout like this, 6 by 8, these are perfect size for titles. So you could probably see it better in the catalog, and I've already used some of these. Life is a Beautiful Ride. Actually, let me show you. So this is another 6 by 8 layout where I pulled a sketch from the sketchbook, and this is a new stamp set too, but I wanted to show you Life is a Beautiful Ride. So again, this is going to be the first page for Clayton and Sasha's album, and he's got his blue Ford Ranger in there, which is no more, sadly, but I colored the truck blue to match, and then I'm using that for the title. And let me show you the truck stamp. Well, look at, I'm all excited. I'm like squirrel running all over the place. So this is the Remember This Moments stamp set. Always something to be thankful for. Captured memories. Celebrate everything. Living the good life. Life is a Beautiful Ride. How lucky are we? Remember this moment. Choose to shine. You and me. You make me happy. Wild at heart. You have my heart. It's the little things. Good things take time. Our story. Remember always and forever. This life is blessed. Friendship, and say yes to new adventures. So perfect sentiments, and I'm just super excited about it. So let me turn to the truck stamp here. Actually, it is this way. I love old trucks, and they're perfect for scrapbooking, my guys. And if you guys caught my catalog walkthrough, you're probably laughing at me because I was going over these where you can put on the license plate. I had my son pick out which one he wanted, and he opted for "You Are Great." I don't think they're to the Love You stage yet, so we went with this one. But the HB2U, I was just complete brain fog and could not think of what that meant. And of course, everybody's telling me happy birthday to you, which I did realize after filming the video. And my youngest son Clayton thought that that was so hilarious that I was like not able to figure that out right away. He's like, geez, Mom. He acted like I was one McNugget short of a 6-pack. So anyway, happy birthday to you. But super cute truck there, and they've got them on cards, but I thought it would be fun. I thought it was too big, but Clayton liked it, and so we went with the truck on the 6 by 8 layout. But I thought this one turned out super cute, so I wanted to show you that too, and the sentiment there. Anyway, I digress. Back to the layout. So for this one, I thought You Make Me Happy would be a very nice title, and it's going to fit in this spot perfectly. Now we can't stamp it on the Mocha paper because it's too dark. I could stamp it directly on the background, but I think I'm going to use a little white daisy. So let's go ahead and put our foam underneath here so we get a better stamped impression. Pick that up with your block, and I've got just a little scrap here, and I am going to use black ink for my sentiment here. I definitely want to practice first, even though I've used that already. It's always a good idea each and every time to practice on a piece of scratch paper and make sure your image is stamping nicely. Sometimes when you put it on the block, you can get an air bubble trapped underneath there and it'll do some funky things when you're trying to stamp. So, practicing first will save you a lot of heartache. Give it a second to soak in, and perfect. So we could just kind of, we definitely need to make that more interesting. Let me grab my paper trimmer and we will trim this down and make it a little bit thinner. These smaller photo trimmers are nice for, little bits and pieces like that, or like this. And I didn't cut very much off, but it was uneven. So I could put a couple little brads in there. I don't know. What if we tear it? Make it look more interesting. I don't like it. I could put something over it right here, like an embellishment kind of over this so it's originating from it. But I've got a better idea. I use a lot of brackets like this in card making for sentiments, but they're great for, dressing up your stamped images. So I just want to see if this is going to fit. I'm going to have to stamp it on a larger piece of paper. This is too small, but the title is going to fit perfectly in there. What about this one? I don't think any of these are still available. If they are, I will leave them linked below, of course. Let's go with this one. I like this one. So I do need to restamp that so we can get that stitching detail around the border. Another reason why I love stamps so much, because you can just, re-stamp another piece of paper if you don't like the way it turned out. So I just want to give enough room to make sure that that will fit around there. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine really quick. Okay, let's bring this back into center. And you know what? I like that much better already. Just the little design and the faux stitching around the edge, it just dresses it up and adds a lot more interesting detail to the project. So let's actually overlap the photo a little bit. And then I'm not going to adhere that down. Let's bring in some embellishments. In this collection, I got the workshop, and there were all these tiny little bits and pieces, little shapes that you could punch out. And I still have some bigger ones in there. There's a frame and some clouds, these cute little banners. I need to punch all these out and get a little bit better organization going here. So I had a couple sheets of those, and then just a few stickers left. Not much, but I might pull off some of these little different pattern stickers here. There's some buttons and some more word stickers. I actually really like this color, and it's not necessarily in the photos. Well, it's kind of like the flesh tones in there, but it kind of adds a little bit of something to the layout, brightens it up a little bit. They're suggesting a tag up here, some different layers, and you can see they've layered more pattern papers. I might do that. I don't know yet. So instead of the tag, we could maybe just use some of these circles. I also have these little wood shapes. There's some here, and I've got some more too I can pull out. And then this was from a stamp. They're left over from other projects I created with this. But if we're going to introduce that color, we need to bring it in other locations. So something down by the title, and then something over here. So we've got, let's see, let's make sure we can make it work with these. So we could put like a little heart on a circle or something over here, or even like this sticking out like that, and then put the heart over here. So you kind of have that little three, areas of that color. Let's actually put the little banner here and that here underneath. I think it'll look nice coming out from underneath this title. And then there's other ones too, little bits and pieces. It's always nice to have all of these little embellishments ready to go that you can just kind of tuck and play around. This is always my favorite part of creating. So we've got, I want something underneath the little tag here, or the heart also. This is a tiny little tag. And if you follow the workshops, they're labeled on the back what project they go with, because it's like following a recipe, and they just walk you right through it, and you can put the layouts together super quickly, and it just takes the guesswork out of it. So I've got this little smile tab too. That's pretty cute. I'm liking that. And then we're going to have our journaling down here. I don't want to add the red hearts. Let's just stay with the peachy color here. And then there's a couple tiny hearts that are kind of a lighter version of that. We need more up here. So we could add another circle. And try that. It's just a matter of trying different things to see how they're going to look. I do think this little fence is pretty cute, and I only have one left, so it might be kind of nice to put it on a smaller project like this. They've got the fence in the background. Not that it has to be literal, but it is nice when it kind of makes sense. That's cute. And again, now that I'm going to bring in more wood, I would want to add wood elements to other areas. So we could do these little stars here. Maybe one there. And then we'll put one over here. I am liking it. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it needs anything else. Maybe, do we want to go with the larger one over here? You can definitely overthink this process. So sometimes you just kind of got to go with your initial reaction or, initial thought and then walk away. This doesn't show up very much on that background, so I do want to add just a little bit of inking to define the edges there. I'm going to go ahead and do that to this shape as well, just with the ink that's left in the brush here. Bring those back in. And I'm liking it. I'm going to go ahead and adhere these down. When I am gifting an album, I do like to let the recipient, in this case my son's girlfriend, add the journaling. I'm going to use these journaling strip stickers. They come in these long strips. These are really cool. They're adhesive backed, and they're 2 different thicknesses that you can just kind of write your journaling and then cut them as needed. So I'm going to peel off, let's go with these thinner sections here. Actually, let me use this one first here. So I like to offset my journaling strips, but yeah, I think that's gonna look perfectly. So let's bump this over to the left here. And then I'm going to get the second one. I can use these dots on the pattern paper to line these up. That's pretty handy. And this one will kind of extend further out. I'm barely tacking these down so that if I want to move them, I can. Snip this one right here, and then we have room for a third strip. And if she messes up on the journaling, I could just put new strips right over the top of it and she can rewrite whatever she would like. It's always encouraged to add your own handwriting. So this will be her thoughts and her writing. Snip this right there. Perfect. I think that looks really good. Let me put this one back on that sheet and then I can adhere those down. Yeah, those little dots on there were very handy. Except that one's crooked. Adjust him up just a bit, and there you go. Easy peasy. The sketches really do help these come together so quickly, and the 6x8 size comes together faster than a 12x12 for me anyway. And they're great for gifts. I really do love these for gifts. So there's my take on that page. I did not add this layer or this one, which you totally could have. I think it would have looked nice, but I just opted not to. And then this one here. So they've got a couple additional little embellishments up in this space, but I just chose to confine it all to one little area. But yeah, very simple, and I hope that she loves it. Let me bring in that other page. If you would like to see still shots of these layouts, you can find those over on my Facebook, Pinterest, or Instagram accounts, whichever you prefer. And of course, everything I use to create these projects is still available. I will leave listed in the description box below. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. And if you would like to see more featuring the Good Life collection, I have lots of 12x12 layouts, single and double page, and you can catch those in this playlist right here. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. And if you are not already a subscriber, be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming up next. Check the description box below for all the information, and I'll see you soon.